A nihilist is not one who believes in nothing, but one who does not believe in what exists. And those were the words spoken by Albert Camus. And yeah, perhaps I might have googled it, but it talks about the person we're talking about today, Owlman. Owlman is a very interesting character from DC Comics because in an alternate universe, Bruce Wayne didn't become Batman, nor did he survive in that alley, but Thomas Wayne Jr. did. He became Owlman. He became the killer of his family because he saw that they weren't managing their money properly, so he had to take over Wayne Enterprise. And later down the road of being Owlman, he joins the Crime Syndicate, a team of an alternate version of the Justice League, where they were villains. But the first time I saw him, and probably most of y'all did also, is when Crisis on Two Earths came out. But let's get to the real video. Owlman is a nihilist, a nihilistic person, who has to believe in nothing that matters, and based on our actions in the future, nothing matters. But if we use the Latin root word of nihilism, it refers to nihil, or nothing, which means not anything, that which does not exist. But who has the right to say whose actions matter and whose actions doesn't matter?
But I know this. The source of the cataclysm was the same as it always is. Man.
You can't be sure of that. Anything...
You know better. Man is a cancer, and I've chosen to cut out the disease.
You're talking about killing...
Everyone who ever lived, who ever will live. I choose to make the only possible real choice.
You can almost compare Owlman to Diogenes, a Greek philosopher who had no sentimental value, even when the most powerful person in the world at the time wanted to talk to him, Alexander the Great. Diogenes didn't care about what he had to say. He just wanted Alexander to move out the way, for he was blocking the sun. Soon after he departed, Diogenes didn't care about who he was. Or Owlman is more comparable with Sisyphus. In Greek mythology, Sisyphus is mostly known to be pushing a boulder to the top of a hill, but every time he does, the boulder falls back down. And even though Sisyphus knows that there is no way to permanently have the boulder sent up the hill, and he knows this because this was his punishment from the gods, so he keeps trying to, even though fully knowing that it is impossible. So does Owlman. He fully knows that none of his actions will matter, because there will always be a different Owlman or Batman throughout the multiverse. There's a line Owlman says while fighting Batman that he doesn't care about what happens to anyone.
What terrible wrong was done to set you on this path? It doesn't really matter. Nothing matters.
Even when Owlman was explaining the multiverse to Superwoman, he already knew what his intentions was long before the fight with Batman, saying to her that he is making the only choice that will ever matter.
Every decision we make is meaningless. Because somewhere, on a parallel Earth, we have already made the opposite choice. We're nothing. Less than nothing.
How can you say that? We're rich. We're conquerors.
And here we're poor. We're slaves. And here, our parents never met, so we were never born. Here, the world ended in nuclear war. Here, no fish was ever brave enough to crawl up on land, and humans never evolved. And so on. Ad infinitum.
So even if you destroy the world, there are a billion others, right? What difference would it make?
Somewhere in the multiverse, there is a world I call Earth Prime. Every Earth is a variation of this one, the original. And once I destroy it, all reality will follow.
Even in his last moments of living, Owlman shows the viewers that he doesn't care if he lives or dies, because he already knows that his life is a speck compared to the multiverse.
It doesn't matter.
And 14 years later, we see Owlman again on Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. This Owlman from Crisis on Infinite Earth doesn't know that there is a multiverse. He only figures it out when a Flash from a different universe comes to their world and explains that worlds are being erased from existence, and John Constantine shows them proof. And when their world is coming to an end, Owlman says, "This is me voicing it because I couldn't get that clip of them actually saying it." Wait, this can't be the plan. You're a strategist. Logical. This is a stupid and useless gesture. Perhaps the time comes when the most logical course of action is a stupid, useless gesture. And after the conversation with the Flash, he commits suicide. So there is nihilism in every Owlman. I apologize if this video is pretty bad. I mean, this is my first video into my philosophy is serious. I will try to get better at this type of stuff in the future. And like always, have a good rest of your day.